I love cooking. I've cooked inside prison and brought people home for a moment in comparison to where you're incarcerated and you're just surrounded by these four walls and you feel like you're less of a human being. You get to a point where you're told like you can't interact or talk to people and don't look at people, and it takes a piece of you that you once had and it makes you feel less human. I was incarcerated for 17 and a half years.
And where were you incarcerated?
In New York.
So, you know, somebody that's never been incarcerated, that's just wanting to help this program but doesn't understand it, how would you describe it?
Life-changing.
Yeah.
Doing so much time, you don't really expect to get the chances and the opportunities to be presented to you. And you kind of look at yourself a little less than most. Plus you feel like everybody can see the time that you've done. It gets to a point where somebody that you meet, it makes it difficult to have conversations and to meet people because you feel like everyone's going to know that you did that much time.
Right.
It's like I wear it on myself. And this program, it changes that view.
I don't think the heating lamp is going to hurt it, but yeah.
And get 15 plates on there.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Yeah.
And then just have
2 minutes. Okay, are they?
It was like, it's so simple. It looks so good. Right. My girlfriend was like, this is delicious.
Yeah.
She loved it.
You know so much about food, and you can tell that you've studied. Did you do a lot of studying about food while you were incarcerated?
Yeah. So for 15 years of my 17 and a half years of incarceration, I got textbooks and cookbooks and I read everything. And I learned how to bake off of a hot pot, which is just a little plastic pot that has an eye. It boils water, but you take plastic bowls and you put stuff in it and then you tie plastic bags around it and then tie a plastic bag around that whole thing. And you cook like that and you learn how to do things through ingenuity. You basically become a MacGyver. You know, you figure everything out that you need to figure out to give yourself nourishment and to give others nourishment, because at the end of the day, there's not a lot of nourishing food inside prison. My family actually sent me a lot of cookbooks. I mean, I had the Culinary Institute of America's professional chef, baking and pastry from the Culinary Institute of America.
Reading it, it's named Boku.
About 5-6 years ago. And what I'm
Put your personal side. I like things that's why.
You said that right down the river, right down the Hudson from where we were, was where you were incarcerated. Tell me about that full circle moment.
It was a really difficult moment because it brought me back to a place that was probably one of the most terrible moments in my life, but it's where I really started baking and where I really started to cook, because they had an honor block inside Sing Sing. And it's where I got to hone a lot of the skills that I have today, because they had an oven and a refrigerator. And so I was making cannoli and eclairs and cheesecakes and apple pies. And I mean, you name it, I pretty much did it. Reading those culinary books, I just took the recipes, and I had to alter some things because we don't have access to all the ingredients. But vanilla, we had syrup. So you take the syrup instead of the vanilla and add that in. Baking soda and baking powder. Take pancake mix, add a little bit of that. It's the leavening. You know, there's a lot of different things that you can do to create the dishes that you're craving.
If you hadn't been incarcerated, what do you think your life would have been if you had never gone to prison?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I could have been a lot further in this industry. I could have went to the Culinary Institute of America, done amazing things. I could have been an actuary. I could have been a physical therapist. There's no telling what I could have done. But what I could have done is irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I'm doing now is what I learned is my true passion. And this program, it makes you feel human again. Because at the end of the day, people are really seeing who you are through your food and through your service. And it changes the outlook and brings a little bit of humanity back into your life, that you see all these terrible things and experience all this horrible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you something that you lost. And with Brandon and this program and these people that donate and these people that come to this restaurant, it makes you feel like there's hope when for so long you kind of lose that feeling of hope. I mean, yeah, I did a lot of time in prison. Yeah, there's a lot that I've seen and witnessed. There's a lot that I went through. But I wouldn't be who I am right now if it wasn't for all that I experienced, all that I went through. This is just my path at this point, you know. One day I'll have a family, and one day I'll have kids, and, you know, hopefully I'll own my own restaurant and do what's necessary and be able to have my family inside the restaurant and, you know, raise them knowing that this is daddy's passion.
Right.
You know, and this doesn't have to be your passion, but be passionate about something and be a part, you know, of the moment. Enjoy the small things. Really love the big things, but it's those small moments that you can create for everyone while you're inside a kitchen. And it's amazing.